In this video, we're going to be looking at another popular and useful WordPress plugin that you should have, especially if your blog page or website is getting big. So it is called the WP Super Cache. So caching basically is because WordPress is a PHP website, which means it's a server-side script. So that means every time you click on a page, all the codes, all the PHP codes is sent to the server for processing, and then it will return back to your browser where you're viewing it. So the more codes that you have, the more workload is on the server to process it. You might think it's not long, it's not a long time, it's basically in seconds, but actually, it was funny. I was reading an article recently, and they said there was some professor in some university that was processing, that collected a lot of data about how people abandon video, and they found out if people waited more than 2 to 3 seconds before a video loads, then they abandon the video. I mean, can you imagine just 2 to 3 seconds of our life? People can't wait. People are so impatient nowadays, like it is unbelievable. People don't have time, and the reason is because there's so much information out there, so you don't have time to wait for any information. You just want to get in now, or you're gone forever. So if your page is taking a long time to load, I can guarantee you, if people find you in the search engine and they click on your page and it's taking 2 to 3 seconds to load, before you know it, they're back to Google again to look for the next page. And I do that sometimes. I click on a page and it's taking some time to load. I'm like, you know what, back to Google, do another search, find another website. So your website must be there instantly, and this is what caching does. So caching basically is, for example, we've written 3 posts. Those posts are not going to change. They're going to be there. That page, all our posts on this page, for example, if I click on this particular post now, nothing about it is going to change. But guess what, when I actually click on that post, there's a lot of PHP code processing going on. We don't want that. We want this page to be cached, which means we want the page to be generated once, and then once it's generated, that page object, or whatever you want to call it, is saved on the server somewhere, and then whenever somebody else requests it, we just send them that object that's already generated. But if the page is modified in the future, another object will be generated again and then stored. Then a subsequent visitor will get that same page. So this is how caching works. If you don't understand it, it doesn't matter. But there are 2 that I would like to talk about. The first one is called the Super Cache, which I think we should be installing in this video. But there is another one called WP Total Cache. So the WP Total Cache, at this time, it has not been updated for some time. I checked it and it said it's not been updated for over 400 days. Even though it's got a lot of ratings just like this one, and a lot of people actually swear by the Total Cache. Most websites will tell you that Total Cache is faster and it's more efficient than the Super Cache. But because it's not been updated recently, I don't want to go against my own advice telling you to not install. Let me show you what I mean. If I search, if I go back to search for the WP to cache, as you can see here now, it's only compatible to 3.2.1, and we have 3.4, I think, and it's not been updated for 448 days now, since 2011. Even though it's got more ratings, as you can see, the ratings actually more, nearly to, it's been downloaded 1 million 1.3 million times, so it's quite good. But if you want to take a risk, I'm not going to advise it, but if you want to download and install it, it's fine. Honestly, I think it will be fine. But let's just deal with the Super Cache for now, which also has, let's see how many ratings this one has. And that's actually, this one has been downloaded more time, 3.4 million, but it hasn't got enough ratings like the other one. So anyway, let's install this now and look through the options. I'm let's activate it. And as you can see, so when you install any plugin, what you do is, in order to find the settings for that plugin, hit this one particularly, it puts it under the settings. As you see at the bottom here, we have this WP Super Cache. Same thing with all-in-one SEO. So sometimes you will find the settings under the settings. Sometimes you will find them installed themselves, like this one on the contact. It will install another menu button. Or sometimes you don't find anything here, but you'll find the settings underneath the plugin. So you have to go into the plugin area to actually find the settings. So let's click on there, onto the settings here. And as you can see, so many options. Oh lord. WP Cache constant added to WP config.php. And honestly, I think when it comes to this kind of plugins, you should just trust the developer and just leave everything as default, even though you need to put it on here. I think that's the only thing you have to do. You can go through the easy. Let's see the easy option. Cached pages are stored on your server as HTML and PHP. If you need to delete them, use this button. So if you want to delete your cache, then you can read through stuff. Advanced, this is where you can cache hits to this website for quick access. It said it's recommended, so let's select that. Use mode rewrite to serve cache files. It says recommended. So anything that says recommended, you may want to read a little bit more about it and stuff. And as you can see, cache timeout, you know, these things are quite lengthy and they can be a little bit, you might need to understand a little bit of PHP codes or programming language to actually understand what is going on. But just like I said, I think you should put it on. So what we'll do is, let's go back to easy and then say caching on, and then put on update status. And when we do that, what we want to do is, let's go back to this when we say advanced, and some of the I think some of the recommended options are quite cool. Compress pages so they serve more quickly to visitors. You can see these are the options that you might want to go through and read through. I think I will leave that one. Anything that says recommended, I think I will prefer that options. And after selecting some of this option, and I want to click on the update status, and here he said you should test. It's a test your cache website by clicking test list test cache. And what did it say? It said fetching first copy of this is failed. So as you can see, fetching this is okay. One or more page requests failed. These pages do not match, timestamp differ, or were not found. So whatever that problem is, so things you can do, load your own page in a logged out browser. So that's what, check this timestamp at the end of the HTML source, load the page again. So I'll leave this one for you to. Garbage collection is not scheduled. Garbage collection by the plugin cleared out expired or old cached. So as you can see, make sure use this form to enable it. Let's enable garbage collection. Oh, anyway, let's dismiss that for now. I'm going to I will go through this myself and configure all the options. So you should do the same. Take some time out and you can read some of the installation help and frequently asked questions if you need help. But I'm sure that you need to have this thing enabled on your website in order to make it faster if your website is getting big. If you still have a small website, it's fine. You don't have to worry too much about caching for now. This is for big website. Once you having like 100 200 visitors per day and a lot of people are leaving comments, then you want their website to be fast. I hope you find that useful, and we'll talk about the next plugin in the next video. Thank you.